The Toronto Raptors absolutely pummel the Dallas Mavericks 122-92 at Scotiabank Arena. So the first thing on the agenda here is, we got to drop one for them tonight. But it's so funny, because I was there watching this game and, even seeing them win this game, it doesn't do anything for me anymore. It doesn't move me whatsoever when I see the Raptors beat up on these bad teams. Now, don't get me wrong, these are the games that you absolutely have to win. That's a part of the process of becoming a good team. A part of that process is when you go up against these teams that are not good. And I mean, you're looking at these guys in the standings at this point, 21-43 on the season now, the Dallas Mavericks. You got to go out there and get these wins. That's a part of it. And so don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that I'm not happy that the Raptors won this game. I'm very happy the Raptors won this game because if they had lost this game, there would be many, many different questions and many different things that I would have to say. I mean, Chris Middleton, Gafford, PJ Washington, Cooper Flagg, and Max Christie. That's your starting five. If you ain't beating that with the team that we have, that's a problem. That's a problem at this point. And Cooper Flagg, he played half decent, not great. But I mean, in 30 minutes, 17 points, he was 7 of 17 from the field, 1 of 3 from three-point range, 8 rebounds, 6 assists, had 4 turnovers because Scotty Barnes was draped all over him. Decent game from Cooper Flagg, but he didn't go crazy because it's a really tough matchup going against Scotty Barnes, and Scotty Barnes was all over Cooper Flagg in this game. Make no mistake about it. He was all over him. He was all over him. Okay, so anyway, the Raptors go out, beat down the Dallas Mavericks, and get this win. And so we're all happy about that. And so I'll briefly go over this game with you, but I didn't even have that many notes for this game because overall, I mean, it was just such a beatdown. There was no point even really writing that much down for this game. There just really wasn't. I mean, it was early on. Anyway, I'll start from the top here. I will discuss some things as we go through. But Scotty comes into this game, drills a 3, gets a steal, two-handed fast break flush. And so he came out strong early. Gafford, though, Daniel Gafford, he might be a guy that you have to look at in the offseason because I know there was some rumblings about, the Raptors being interested in him. Daniel Gafford is a nice player. He's a nice player. Okay, Daniel Gafford in this game, he played 23 minutes. He had 21 points and 11 rebounds. But listen to this. He was 10 of 10 from the field. He was 10 of 10 from the field. And he had 6 offensive rebounds. Now, he might want to be a guy that you look at in the offseason. If you can land a guy like him, that would be very good for the Toronto Raptors. I'll say that. Barrett in this game did some work. We're talking about 31 points, 13 of 19 from the field in 34 minutes, 3 of 7 from three-point range, 2 of 4 from the free throw line, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, and a steal in this game. And so this is the first time that RJ Barrett actually scored 30 points since March 30th of 2025. And so that is a good thing. You always want to see Barrett play well and make the load a lot easier for Barnes and Ingram, especially when Ingram did not have a good scoring night in this one. 11 points, 4 of 12 from the field, 0 of 2 from three-point range, 6 rebounds, 6 assists in this one. So at least he's doing other things aside from just being able to score. Scotty Barnes, 17 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists in this game, 1 steal, 1 block, 1 turnover. The Raptors coming out in this first quarter weren't shooting well from three-point range, just 1 of 8 with 3:47 remaining in the quarter. Jamal Shead I wanted to mention because Jamal Shead, he's doing something that's driving me nuts in regards to that damn gambling on defense. I'm still seeing it too much. That is not something you want to make a habit of, to be completely honest with you. You do not want to keep gambling on defense and then leaving your teammates out to dry. You got to stop doing that. And he's been driving me nuts doing that. I've spoken about it before, and now I'm talking to you about it again. The Raptors had 20 points in the paint with 1 minute remaining in that first quarter. And guess what? The one Grady Dick has been entered back into the rotation. Grady Dick played 13 minutes in this game, and he came out pretty aggressively in that first quarter. We're talking 10 points overall, but he had 7 in the first quarter. 4 of 8 from the field, 1 of 4 from three-point range, 1 and 2 from the free throw line, 2 rebounds, 2 assists in this game, no turnovers. I thought he did a pretty decent job, especially early on in this game. Pretty aggressive offensively. From a defensive standpoint, he was aggressive as well, but he was fouling. But damn it, he was aggressive. He had 3 fouls in this game, and he just checked in midway through the first. He had 3 personal fouls with 2:48 remaining in the first quarter. And so Dallas now 36-29 Raptors after the first quarter, but Dallas was shooting 11 of 21 from the field. Raptors were shooting 15 of 29 from the field in that game, in the first quarter, excuse me. And the good thing is the Raptors did force 6 turnovers in that first quarter. From a defensive standpoint, the Raptors looked pretty damn good in this game. Regardless of who they were playing, they looked really good in this game. And when you look at total turnovers in this game, the Raptors had 8, but they forced 20 out of the Dallas Mavericks. And so with that being said, I'm going to drop one for them from their defensive effort tonight, because they had a good showing. They had a good showing defensively. I'll give them credit for that. Okay. Second quarter now, Raptors were picking up full court. And I do want to see this more often, but you got to be very careful because you got to have the right personnel to pick up full court. Okay. You saw some from RJ, Jacoby, quickly, and they were doing a good job of slowing them down, slowing down the tempo for the Dallas Mavericks. When we talk about fast break points, and I talk about that often because the Raptors are a league leader in that category, 21-4. 21-4. You always want to see the Raptors get out and run. Okay, they have horses. They have horses. I've talked to you about that. We've all actually discussed that in the comments over and over and over again. And if you're new to the show, get in the comments. I respond. I will get in there after you. Okay, but it is a good sign always to see the Raptors leading in fast break points. 21-4. That is a good showing for the Raptors getting out and running. And good minutes from your bench. Good minutes from your bench tonight. Sandro Mamukelashvili, 18 minutes in this one. 13 points, 5 of 9 from the field. 2 of 6 from three-point range with 6 rebounds and 3 assists. Also, Jamal Shed puts up a donut in this game. He did not score in 14 minutes, but gave you a rebound, 4 assists as well. Jakob Poeltl, I thought, was pretty good tonight. 11 points, 4 of 11 from the field. He did a good job scoring in the paint. 0 of 5 from three-point range, which is okay because he did do damage, cutting, slashing, getting the ball underneath the basket and going up strong, finishing there, which was good. 3 of 3 from the free throw line, along with 3 rebounds and 4 assists as well. Okay, and I talked to you about Grady Dick already in this one. He did have 10 points, like I mentioned earlier. But the Raptors, with 7:32 remaining in that second quarter, fast break points now 9-0. 9-0. And they had 13 points off of turnovers with 3:52 remaining in that second quarter. Dallas was playing zone, but Jamal Shed, Brandon Ingram were getting into it, kicking it out to a guy like RJ, who was on tonight. Hits a 3 against the zone, 16 points with 1 minute left remaining in that second quarter. And the Raptors went into halftime with a 13-point lead. It was 57-44. 15 points in the second quarter for Dallas. So the Raptors did do a good job, like I mentioned, defensively, put some clamps on the Dallas Mavericks in that second quarter. And the Raptors did force 11 turnovers by the half, 11-0 when it comes to fast break points, 34 points in the paint for the Raptors. So when we look in the paint, Raptors plus 12 over the Dallas Mavericks, 64-52 in that game with points in the paint. Let's get to the third quarter. Gafford now, and I told you about him earlier. 8:57 remaining in the third quarter. Gafford already had 17 points, 8 rebounds, 5 offensive rebounds. And boy, was he aggressive. He was aggressive. I've said it before and I'll say it again. If he is the guy that you can get, the Raptors have to try to look at it. He is a nice player and he's not expensive. 18-7 second chance points for Dallas. That was one of the few concerns in this game. But for the most part, I mean, the Raptors were in full control of this thing, especially in that third quarter. Scotty Barnes was all over Cooper Flag, draped all over him. He could not do anything. He couldn't do anything. The poor guy was helpless. Okay, he couldn't move. 75-54 Raptors with 6:28 remaining. And the Raptors, from an offensive standpoint tonight, did look decent. Okay, they did look decent. They have to move the ball. They shot over 50% from the field, 51 to be exact, 48 of 95 from the field. Not a great night shooting from three-point range for any team, by the way. 10 of 36 from the Raptors, 5 of 30 for the Dallas Mavericks, just 17%. And the Raptors, 16 of 22 from the free throw line, 17 of 20 for the Dallas Mavericks in this game. Dallas did out-rebound them 48-41. Assists, 39 assists in this game, which is pretty nice for the Raptors. 39 assists in this game on 48 made field goals. And that is important. The Raptors, they worry me offensively. They really, really do. And we've talked about this. We have definitely talked about this. Yes, these are the games that you have to get, especially Dallas is a bad team. Let's just call it what it is. They are not a good team. And so when you go up against like team like Dallas, from an offensive standpoint, you do want to be crisp. And I want to see you move the ball. If the Raptors don't move the ball, they struggle offensively. Brandon Ingram was super aggressive tonight, looking for his shot. That shot did not fall. Other guys have to make up for that. Jakob Poeltl was also a good sign in this game. Okay, double-double from Jakob Poeltl. And you know what? We're just going to drop on him. 30 minutes in this game. He had 16 points. He was an efficient 8 of 9 from the field with 10 rebounds, 4 assists, a steal, 2 blocks, only 1 turnover in this game. And so that's what you want to continue to see out of one Jakob Poeltl. And from a defensive standpoint, he was okay as well. Being an anchor, clogging up that paint, he was altering shots. Like I'm showing you, he was rebounding in this one. That's what you need from Jakob Poeltl. This is what you need him for. We don't have to make things extremely complicated here. This is what you need him for, period. I mean, it's really, really simple. Not everything has to be complicated. And getting back to the offense, that ball has to move. You do not want to see the Raptors going one-on-one on an island consistently in a game. I was going to say maybe unless it's a bad team, but you don't even want to see that against a bad team because you don't want to make it a habit. You want to see the Raptors run their offense, screen, roll, backdoors, break down to defense, kick, options. That's the best way I can put it. Options. It is not a good thing to have Brandon Ingram on every play going isolation. Not a good idea. And you don't want to make a habit out of that. Because when you play against really good teams, they will shut that BS down and shut it down fast. The Raptors have Houston coming up, the Pelicans coming up. Then they got Phoenix and Detroit. We're going to see how they do in these next 4 games coming up. We're going to see how they do in these next 4 games coming up. But at this point, we have to start asking ourselves, how serious is this team? How serious is this team? And I've asked you on the last show, when I was talking about expectations for this team, now that they're in a playoff spot, 5th in the Eastern Conference, this team is winning. It looks like they're going to be a playoff team. And so if you're going to be a playoff team, now you have expectations. You can't come out here like bums. You can expect to be criticized when you're not playing well. Why? Because I just said now you have expectations. You got to beat the bad teams, but you also got to be able to beat some good teams as well. It can't just be one and the other. You beat the bad teams, you lose against the good teams. Okay, listen, I get it. I get it. You put yourself in a good situation. You're 36 and you're 27. But at some point, do you just say, listen, that's what this season is going to be, as in we beat the bad teams and lose against the good teams? Or are you trying to be held to a higher standard at this point? Do you want to beat the bad teams and be able to beat some good teams? Are you going to be competing with these teams? You see, it's one thing to win. It's one thing to compete, but it's also another thing to not fold. You can play down to your opponents. Can you also play up to them? And so it's just over a month before the Raptors are in the playoffs. And so with that being said, people are going to be watching a bit more tightly now. There's going to be a tighter leash when it comes to Darko as well. Your lineups are going to be shortened. Teams are going to be jockeying for position. Like, yes, the Raptors are in 5th, but Orlando, who's the other team that's right behind them? Philadelphia, the Miami Heat. These guys, they're right behind you in the standings. They're like a game behind. You lose a game, they win a game, and now you're tied in the standings. You can go from 5th to 8th real quick here. And so that's why this is serious business. I don't want any part of the plan, by the way, for those who enjoy it. I might enjoy watching other teams in the plan, but I don't want any part of it. I don't want to see the Raptors in any part of it. And I have enough hope in this Raptors team that they're not going to be a part of the plan. But you can let me know what you think in the comments. I said before the season started that I believed the Raptors were going to win 47 games. They got to get a few more. They got to get a few more. I'm looking for 47 games on the season. And I had some people in the comments tell me 48. I think they'll be around there somewhere, pretty much. But do I have to speak to you about the rest of this game? Maybe just a little bit. Raptors go into the fourth quarter, 88-66 lead. RJ had 21 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists after 3. Fast break points were 15-0 for the Raptors after that third quarter. And then RJ comes out like a bat out of hell and drills 2 threes. Had 8 points early in that quarter. Like I mentioned, he did end up with 31 points. But what I did like from what I saw from Darko was that even though RJ was going off early in that fourth quarter, he drilled a 3 and they called a timeout, Dallas, and he was going back to the bench. And Darko was on his ass because he missed his defensive assignment. He didn't even care about the 3-point shot that went in. And you saw RJ doing this. My bad. He missed a defensive assignment. And this is what I'm talking to you about when things are going to be on a tighter leash now. These are the small things that are going to matter when you play against good teams. You're not always going to be going up against the lowly Dallas Mavericks. Okay? You got more serious teams coming up. And like I mentioned, these other teams, a game back, 1.5 games back. You lose, they win, things turn around very quickly. So the Raptors have to be on their P's and Q's right now. They have to be. But anyway, good win for the Toronto Raptors. I'm excited to see them these next 2 games against the Houston Rockets and the New Orleans Pelicans because I want to see some toughness. I want to see a win here. I want you to go out and beat these damn Houston Rockets and the Pelicans on a back-to-back. At Mike Roach 7 on IG, at Mike Roach 23 on X. Make sure you follow, like, subscribe, and share the Mike Roach Show. Get at me in the comments. Let me know what you think about this win. How do you think they'll do in their next couple games coming up on the road? Until the next time, this is the Mike Roach Show, and I'm out.